How to Catch a Star, a soft bedtime adventure about wonder, hope, and dreamy stars. Are you tucked in, little one? Is your blanket nice and cozy? Good. Close your eyes if you like, and let your imagination float along with me. Once upon a time, not very far from here, there lived a small boy with curious eyes and messy hair that flopped gently onto his forehead. His name was Bill. Bill loved many things. He loved drawing shapes in the clouds, listening to the soft hum of the breeze, and feeling the cool grass beneath his bare feet. But most of all, Bill loved the stars. Every evening, as the sun yawned and stretched its last golden rays across the sky, Bill would tiptoe outside to his favorite spot, the old wooden dock by the calm, quiet lake. There he would sit cross-legged, chin resting on his knees, watching the sky slowly change. The blue would deepen, the clouds would fade, and one by one, the stars would twinkle awake, tiny, glowing, floating far, far above. Bill would watch them for hours, their gentle flickers like whispers across the dark sky, and every night the same thought filled his heart. I wish I could catch a star, just one to keep. Not to keep in a jar or a box, no. Just to hold for a little while, to see its glow up close, to feel the warmth of its light. The grown-ups always smiled kindly when he told them his wish. They would pat his head softly and say, "Stars are much too far away, Bill. You can't catch a star." But Bill believed differently. If you can dream it, if you can imagine it, maybe, just maybe, it's possible. And so one quiet evening, when the moon was a thin, glowing smile in the sky and the stars were just beginning to appear, Bill decided, tonight, I will catch a star. He packed his little red backpack with important things, a soft blanket, a peanut butter sandwich, a flashlight, even though the stars glowed brighter than any light, and a small net, just in case. The world outside was still and peaceful. The lake rippled gently, and the night air smelled of cool grass and quiet dreams. Bill looked up. The first star twinkled softly right above the tallest tree. "That one," Bill whispered. "That's the one I'll catch." He stretched his arms high, tiptoed on his toes, but the star stayed where it was, far, far away. He would need another idea. Bill thought and thought, sitting on the dock with his blanket wrapped around his shoulders like a cape. Then he saw the rowboat, rocking gently by the shore. "Aha," he whispered, "I'll sail across the lake. Maybe the stars float closer over there." So with careful little steps, Bill climbed into the boat, untied the rope, and drifted onto the calm, shimmering water. The oars creaked softly, the water lapped against the boat, and above, the stars danced quietly, their reflections sparkling on the lake's surface like silver fireflies. Bill reached out, but the rippling stars were only moonlight on the water. He sighed, resting back in the boat as it rocked gently, back and forth. "I'll never catch a star," he whispered, his eyes growing heavy. But just as his eyelids began to droop, something small and glowing drifted across the sky. It wasn't as bright as the other stars. It wobbled, bobbing gently like a feather on the breeze. A falling star. Bill's eyes widened. "That one's coming closer." The little star drifted down, down, floating like a glowing dandelion seed, right toward the quiet shore. Bill paddled quickly, his heart thumping softly in his chest. The boat bumped gently onto the sand, and Bill scrambled out, following the tiny flickering light. It bobbed past the tall grass, over the smooth stones, across the soft, sleepy meadow, and finally settled onto the very tip-top branch of an old oak tree. The tree stretched tall, its leaves rustling like whispers in the cool night breeze. Bill tilted his head back, the little star flickering just above him. This was his chance. Carefully, he climbed the tree, branch by branch, his blanket trailing behind him like a superhero's cape. The bark was rough, but the branches were strong, and Bill climbed higher and higher. The wind gently whooshed past his ears, the leaves swayed softly, and there it was, the little star, glowing like a soft lantern in the dark. Bill reached out, his fingers brushing the cool, glowing light, and for a moment, the star floated gently into his palm. It felt warm, light, not heavy at all, like holding a glowing bubble or a piece of moonlight. Bill smiled the biggest, sleepiest smile. He had done it. He had caught a star. For a while, Bill sat there, high in the tree, holding his tiny, flickering treasure. The world below was quiet. The lake shimmered, the trees whispered soft songs. But stars, you see, belong to the sky. Bill could feel it, the little star's glow beginning to fade like a candle before bedtime. He looked up at the other stars, twinkling patiently in the dark. The little star wobbled gently in his hand, its light flickering softly as if saying, "Time to go home." Bill nodded. "All right, little star, I'll let you go." And with the softest breath, he opened his fingers. The little star floated upward, drifting higher, higher, joining the glittering sky once more. It flickered brightly as if winking at him, then settled quietly among its starry friends. Bill climbed down the tree slowly, wrapping his blanket snug around his shoulders. His eyes were heavy now, his feet padded softly through the grass. The world yawned and stretched around him. The stars twinkled gently above, the lake rippled like silver silk, and the trees swayed in the sleepy breeze. Bill found his boat, drifted back across the lake, and curled up in the grass by the dock, his backpack as a pillow. The night wrapped around him like the softest blanket. And just before his eyes fluttered closed, he looked up. The little star sparkled right above him, as if to say, "Dream big, reach high, and never stop wondering." Bill smiled, his breath slow, his heart full, his eyelids heavy, and with the soft hush of the waves, the gentle flicker of the stars, he drifted into the quietest, deepest, dreamiest sleep, where stars float close and wishes come true. If you just believe. The end.